Hello, everybody. Ron Wildman in here on your Middle Georgia Spotlight program. As you can see by one of our occasional props and my 30-year-old plus tie, it's cherry blossom time here in Macon, Georgia, USA. And to tell us what to expect in the coming week, Visit Macon is the Visitors and Conventions Bureau originally here. And we have the Director of Marketing, Melissa Rogers.
Yes, that's
And
it.
we have Aaron Buzza, who's a Senior Vice President, to help us get through a big program this year.
We're glad to be here. And you said Convention and Visitors Bureau. Visit Macon is just a whole heck of a lot easier to say when you answer the phone.
Oh,
So, yeah, we made that change about 6 or 7 years
Oh,
ago.
that's a very good one, too.
Absolutely.
Good.
Tell somebody exactly what it is that we do.
Yeah, good PR. Somebody probably got a raise to come up with that, didn't they?
Exactly.
Well, what can we expect this year from you guys? You're playing a larger part each year with the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Absolutely. And we're excited to always be promoting. We're one of the places that people go to find information when they're going to visit Macon. And so we're proactively telling the story each and every year. It's a great story to tell because it's a really unique and wonderful festival for the community and for visitors who come to the area. And so as we've had more opportunity to build things in and around the Cherry Blossom Festival to add to the offerings, it's been really exciting for us to have a slightly larger part.
Well, Marissa, as head of marketing, it's your job to bring the folks here.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's so much to do, so it's a really easy job to do, is just tell the story of what's going on in Macon in general, year-round, as well as the festival itself, which is just packed full of events and other people bringing in sanctioned events and just trying to turn this town into the pinkest party on earth, which is what we bill it as.
Now, the first event coming up, Aaron, we got based around the pink situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We're encouraging, and we're right in the middle of it. We're encouraging businesses, organizations, and community partners to paint the town pink. This is an initiative that we undertook to really expand that idea of making it the pinkest party on earth. I mean, we all recognize you and your tie, me and my pink shoes, recognize that it is 10 days of pink celebration. And this was a way that we could sort of initiate more involvement with the local business community and offer some incentive for those businesses. And Marissa and her team really led that charge.
It's also important to just show the festival atmosphere because the entire thing centers around blooms. And we don't control Mother Nature. So we can't for sure say that they're going to bloom on time. They're going to bloom during the festival. It might happen early, it might happen late. That's one of our top asked questions every single year is when will they bloom? Well, we can't say, but there's going to be a party no matter what. So.
Well, we aim for that third week in March, though.
Exactly.
And
we do.
more often or not, they're there.
They're real close, yes.
And some years better than others.
Exactly.
But,
And I'll tell you, Ron, to that point, my first year here in Macon, so this will be my 7th Cherry Blossom Festival this year. The day after Christmas, I was in the office, the phone rang at 9 o'clock, and the person on the other end of the phone asked, do you know when the cherry blossoms are going to bloom? So it is one of the more popular questions we get between right about the first of the year and the time that the festival rolls around.
that person probably was from Ohio or Iowa, wanting to get down south where true spring hits us about that time.
They're just looking forward to something spring.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, let's go down some of your events.
Sure. Well, part of the Paint Making Pink that I just want to make sure we say is it's also a way to get online and show that you're excited about this festival coming around. So from February, it started this month already. It's going to go all the way right up until Cherry Blossom. If you post a picture of anything pink, that's a pink creation you've made, anything on social media, and you hashtag it, hashtag Paint Making Pink, we're giving away a prize a day just to show your pride. And it's just a way of getting the party started. But it all kicks off on March 21st. And that's the opening day of Cherry Blossom itself, opening celebrations, which we're used to seeing every single year. we at Visit Macon have also taken all of the pink themed food and beverage items that all of the restaurants seem to do. I mean, just also they're getting in the spirit just like everybody else. And so we've taken them all and put them on a trail to where while you're in town or while you're visiting or if you're local, you can get on our app, our Tour Macon app, or on our website and see all of these themed food and beverage items and go try each and every one if you want and vote for your favorites and so on. But on that opening day, March 21st, we also have a preview party where all of these restaurants are bringing out those food and drink items. And you can come and basically taste a little sampling of everything, just to, again, get this whole thing started. So.
And we kicked it off for the first time last year with that preview party. And I will tell you, it was fantastic. As somebody who likes to eat, stopping at each of the businesses, it was a real treat.
It's in each of the businesses physically?
No, all the businesses come together in one location. This year it's going to be in Cherry Street Plaza.
Okay.
So in between the Tubman and the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. And they'll be out there with tents and serving their goods. And you can buy tickets online already at visitmacon.org. But you buy tickets just like kind of at a fair where you buy a set of 10 or 20 tickets. And each food item costs 1, 2, 3, 5 tickets. And you just go around and taste all the different samplings that you're interested in. So.
And what do we need to do to get ready for that?
Just go online and get your tickets at visitmacon.org.
Macon.org.
Mm-hmm.
Visitmacon.org.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, going back to the idea of people calling to look for when we're predicting that the blooms are going to be at their peak, if people go to our website, we installed a bloom cam. Because we were getting so many of those calls and couldn't necessarily answer the questions because we're certainly not arborists by any means, we have a bloom cam where people can go and watch the trees. We have it live every single day, and people can just go on and see when the trees are in bloom or how they're progressing or when it's at peak. That's on our website again, visitmacon.org. And that's one of the most popular places on our website during the spring, and people stay there for minutes and minutes and minutes.
Where is that lucky cherry tree?
On Third Street Plaza is where we have the camera positioned. It's a mix of younger and older trees, which sometimes bloom at different times, but coincidentally, the team at Cherry Blossom Festival is doing a blossom bet. So when one of those trees on camera blooms for the first time, whatever day that is, if you've put your bet in, you could potentially win something for getting that date right. So we're just watching it and waiting to see what happens.
As a photographer, I always look for that first blossom.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always just one in the very beginning. And I drive up and down every day, 3rd Street Park. Well, there it is, way up there. People come up north here to get away from the cold. They come in these big buses. How do you go about getting folks to come down here?
That's a year-long process, and sometimes multiple year-long process. It's about cultivating relationships with those tour operators. Those can be from anywhere in the country, anywhere around the world. We were at an international tour operators show back in May promoting the Cherry Blossom Festival and other things here in Macon. And those tour operators are contacting us, trying to figure out exactly when the best time to visit will be to maximize not only the festival, but what the blossoms will allow their guests. And then they sell those seats on the bus. And we were talking prior to the show, that was very, very large 10, 12, 15 years ago. And then it took a little bit of a dip as people started to travel more on their own. And, I want to make my own decisions. I want to be behind the wheel. And we've seen a change over the last 2 or 3 years where we're increasing the number of buses to the point where we were at 15 years ago. Last year we had more buses than we had in anybody's time with Visit Macon. And so it's really exciting to see those buses come back. And they're coming from up north, as you say, but also down south. We get a number from Florida who will come up as well. And they get to experience the festival. They also get to experience other aspects of Macon that people are interested in seeing while they're here.
Well, it's also a wonderful trip for senior citizens.
Absolutely.
These bus trips.
Absolutely.
Or they wouldn't be able to get really where they go on a lot of folks.
Yeah, and our visitor services team will actually take each group and help pull together the itinerary that's right for them and figure out lodging and anything it takes to kind of pull off multi-day, itinerary with that many people. That's what they're there for. So we spend a lot of our year doing that.
And we have a number of people on our staff, part-time staff, who are what we call step-on guides, who will meet that bus, jump on, and give the tour. They take them through the Cherry Blossom Trail. They take them through our historic downtown tour as well, and show them the sights and sounds of Macon and give them the full perspective of the town they're visiting, maybe for the first time.
We still have a lot of Southern charm here, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. People love it.
They do. It doesn't happen everywhere in the country, believe me, but it does happen here in Macon, Georgia, USA. Aaron, you talk about staff. What size staff do you have over there?
We've got a full-time staff of 14 and a part-time staff of anywhere, it's seasonal, from 5 or 6 regular part-timers to up to 19, including those step-on guides who might work once a quarter. As needed. We like to joke that we send up the bat signal when we have those tour buses come in and ask somebody if they want to give that tour. That might be the 2 or 4 hours during that quarter that they work. But through the course of the year, we have about a total staff of 33. Any given day that you walk in, let's say you walked in on a Monday, there are 15 of us there. So between full-time and part-time, you don't necessarily see the part-timers as often because we also have what we call a mobile visitor center. It's a mini visitor center that we take to community locations here in Macon, but we take them to out-of-town festivals as well. So those staff members will be traveling sometimes and telling the Macon story in Charleston or Chattanooga or Jacksonville at a festival where we see that people might attend who would also have interest here in Macon.
Well, that's quite a staff. How do we pay these folks? Where's the money come from?
We're recipients of a portion of the hotel motel tax, which is an 8% tax charged on occupied hotel rooms here in Macon. We get a portion of it, as do 10 other entities here in the community. So it's really intended as a usage tax. You and I, as all of us as property owners here in Macon, aren't paying that unless we're staying in a hotel or an Airbnb or at a campground. And the point is, that's money that's coming in, and we're to utilize it to bring more of that investment in. So it comes to us and those 10 other entities who are museums, Lake Tobisoffke, the Centerplex, so Coliseum, Amphitheater, and Auditorium. They're recipients as well. Macon Arts Alliance is a recipient. So it's really those who are giving visitors a reason to visit or enhancing their visit while they're here.
Well, that gets back to Maurice's marketing.
Absolutely.
What methods do you, how do you advertise Macon?
We're everywhere, and we just try to stay everywhere. Social media is huge, of course, for planning your visit. Just a lot of digital and print and broadcast, anything we can do that puts the story of Macon and what we're trying to get someone to come experience in front of the right viewers. So, we hit every channel you could possibly imagine, and we just try to stay top of mind. But we also do a lot of work with media and the press. Press relations is a big part of what we do, and it's getting writers and qualified publications to come in and experience it themselves, so they turn around and tell the readers about it. And obviously, if it appeals to them, it will appeal to the readers, and it's this constant cycle of telling our story and why it's exciting and why it stays new, and how there's more to do year after year too.
Do you have a favorite method you like to use?
No, I don't think I have a favorite. We just are constantly telling the story, and that's what we love about it.
I was in the news business for many, many years, and I liked video, editing and everything, and now I'm out of it, and I use still pictures. I like that just as well as I like the video, and I like the use of the computer, Facebook pages, so things like that. There's so many things out there you can use.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the best things to use is just other people's content. When anybody comes here and they post about Macon and they tag us, or they're showing their friends their experience, that's marketing for us. That's them telling the story too. And user-generated content's like, it's our favorite. I mean, not only does it just give us pride that we're doing our job well, but that they feel compelled to share that story too.
During the festival, we sell cherry trees down at Central City, now Carolyn Creighton Park, and you get to meet people from all over the country
And all over the world.
all over the world.
Absolutely.
And they were excited to be here, and I'm thinking, why are you excited? We love it. Their weather is so bad where they're from usually that they're just so happy to be here.
And you mentioned that Southern charm, that Southern hospitality. People from all over the world love coming here to experience just that. And a couple of years ago, I walked out into our visitor center the first Monday of the festival. And in our visitor center guest book, the first entry was somebody from Atlanta. The second entry was somebody from London. The third entry was somebody from Switzerland. And so it really is an international festival. And it's exciting because you just don't know who you're going to run into in the visitor center and where they're from, what their story is. So we get a chance to hear why it is that people were interested in coming here.
I don't think that Southern hospitality is much up in Atlanta, but when they get down to Macon,
So that's why they're here.
Yeah, that's why they come here instead of there. Now, we have, you gave me one of these. What is this?
This is a kazoo.
Why do we have these?
Well, the kazoo was actually invented here in Macon in the 1850s. And we are going to break, I'm not going to say we're going to attempt to break, we are going to break the Guinness World Record for the largest kazoo ensemble. That will happen on March 28th, the last Friday of the festival, at the Atrium Health Amphitheater. The record, oddly, is currently held over in England, and so we want to bring it home to the home of the kazoo.
Did we have it at one time?
No, there's been a few attempts over the years, and for various reasons, it hasn't worked out just yet. The current record is 5,091 individuals, so we need to make it 5,092.
How's it work?
Hum.
You got to hum on it.
Hum into a kazoo.
There you go. So we'll have 5,100 or more.
Oh, I had the wrong end here. Yeah.
5,100 or more people playing the kazoo simultaneously.
How many?
5,100 or more.
Oh my, doing this.
Yes.
Correct. Tickets are available if you go to our webpage, visitmacon.org. It has to be a ticketed event because Guinness requires that we have documentation of the number of tickets.
Is it economical to be a part of this?
Oh, absolutely. So we've made sure that it's easy for anyone to join, and that's why the tickets are $5. But we aren't doing it for the money raising, so we are actually donating everything that's made to the Otis Redding Center for the Arts.
$5.
$5. And everyone that walks in and agrees to participate will be counted. They're watched by different stewards.
Get a kazoo.
And they'll get a free kazoo. We'll hand you one when you walk in the door.
Do you have any of these?
I do.
Other than the 3 that we have?
Oh, yes,
Plenty
we
of
have lots.
them, yes.
Like
We
thousands.
actually,
Thousands.
yes, we have actually purchased 10,000 kazoos to have available, both for promotion ahead of time and then at the event itself. And it's just really exciting that we're going to see if we're going to break that record and bring it back to the States, but then to Macon, where it originates, where the kazoo was founded. So, what better place for it to be?
And you mentioned economical, it's $5. And for that $5, you get to participate in the world record attempt. You get to be part of what will be posted on Guinness's website and in the Guinness Book of World Records. You also get opportunity for entertainment. We're building the entertainment roster and signing some contracts, bringing in some big names. And so you're not just coming, playing the kazoo for 5 minutes and leaving. We're making it a party. We're making it an event for the evening. So we also have sponsors who have donated tickets. So if somebody is on the fence and can't quite afford it, we have opportunity to have free tickets as well for those who need.
Tell us that address again so people can get involved.
Visitmacon.org. Absolutely. Come buy the tickets ahead of time. Reason being is we obviously want to keep track as we're leading up to it, but then also that's what Guinness is going to help use toward that final count. So it's really important that this is ticketed, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to participate in something just kind of wild, zany, and fun.
At the amphitheater.
Correct.
At the amphitheater.
And if people are interested in volunteering, we need one person per each group of 50 kazoo players to make sure that everybody's playing the kazoo and you know it's at people's lips and we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's for Guinness.
Peeky.
And our friends at the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce are actually helping kind of pull together that volunteer
Correct.
pool. So if you're interested, you could go reach out to the chamber and get on that list because it's going to take about 120 stewards or more. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And if you're interested in participating as a sponsor of those free tickets, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Can those folks who are the, what do you call them again?
Stewards.
Stewards, can they get one of these too? Or
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
There will be plenty to go around.
Plenty.
Absolutely.
You sure of that?
We will not run out of
We
kazoos.
would love, Ron, we'd love to run out. We'd love to run out of seats at the amphitheater.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Well, you know, speaking of the amphitheater, that's been a new tool in your box in a way.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that place?
It's been amazing. It has been
It's
amazing.
beautiful. The entertainment that comes is just, they're ecstatic to be there. It's just a really exciting new asset for us.
Well, that's just one asset in the town as far as drawing people. You got the auditorium, the Grand Opera House, the Coliseum.
Yes.
And over there at Douglas Theater. I like the Douglas Theater over there. I remember when they gutted the whole place out and rebuilt it. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
We're really fortunate here in Macon in that we have some really world-class performing venues. Things as small as Studio B at Capricorn, to Grant's Lounge, to the Capitol, to those that you've mentioned. We've got a variety of sizes. We can bring in a variety of entertainment. Society Garden's bringing in some really fantastic acts.
That's right.
And so we like to promote ourselves because we are a music city. And all of those pieces add to that music city puzzle because people can come in and see a show or two or three sometimes on the same weekend.
Well, the international audience we were just talking about, like their interest in coming here and seeing the birthplace of some of American music's greatest hits. I mean, there's so much about Macon that has just kind of, been quiet. Even though, it always used to be Macon, Muscle Shoals, Memphis. Macon just kind of has sat quietly and waited its turn. And it's really neat to see, especially the international audience, come and see the place where the Allman Brothers created, where Otis Redding was from, Little Richard. So, all of those venues, all of this music, both our history and what's happening currently. I mean, Capricorn's recording new artists presently. So we are still a music city, and so much more affordable than Nashville. So.
Who's much bigger than Jason Aldean these days?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's moving on down the road.
Sure is.
And I was in Los Angeles for a show, that International Motor Coach show last May, and somebody took me aside and said, "Tell me about Macon." And I said, "Well," and I started down the pitch, and I said, "We're a music city. We're the home of Little Richard. We're the home of Otis Redding." And he said, "I'm going to stop you right there. Let's just talk about Otis." He said, "You had me at Otis." And so each person connects with a different name or multiple of those names, and then we get to paint the larger picture. We get to show how there's interconnection between some of those artists and how new artists were influenced by past artists as well.
And also the administration, Mayor Miller and the folks up there at City Hall are building a giant guitar reception center. I guess we're going to use it for several things, but it's going to be out at the airport.
Yep,
A
the
giant,
new fixed base
not
operation.
like this,
Yep.
but bigger than this building.
Absolutely. No, and we're very fortunate as a community. We're very fortunate as an organization that we have leadership like Mayor Miller. Everybody is headed in the same direction, all at the same time. And I think that's a lot because of his leadership and building the team the way he has, building the vision the way he has. We're fortunate as a community.
Do you guys get any indication of acts wanting to come into the city? Did they filter anything through you guys?
I mean, we get
Every once in a while.
every once in a while we hear about some things, especially since the general manager of OG Group that handles the amphitheater sits on our board, and so we try to stay in the know about who, who's coming. But we don't get to know it before anyone else.
Yeah, it's very, very rare that we know that something's happening before the general public does.
Yeah.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But you got all the venues right there. What about that motion picture thing they have here every year? That
The film festival?
film festival.
Yeah, Macon is a great film community, and I actually have the opportunity to head up the Macon Film Commission myself. And so we're one of the cities around the state of Georgia that provides fantastic locations that you can't find in Atlanta. And you can't build on a studio set. You can't build it in a soundstage. Downtown Macon is a great example of that. It's been Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's been New York City. It's been Boston. It's been Chicago. Really, it can be anywhere at any time with just a bit of set decoration. And we've got people here in the community who are really open to the idea. So it makes it very easy for me to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, I have a film that's interested, and can I come and show your business? I've only been turned down a couple of times, and those times are because, well, we're in the midst of a renovation, or we're in the midst of a sale, and I can't be the one to say yes. So by and large, people are very interested in it. And the film festival allows us to showcase Macon's presence in film. It allows us to showcase Macon to filmmakers who are bringing their films to the festival. And it's a wonderful celebration of our place in Georgia's 50-plus year film history.
Well, in addition, the state is real big on helping these folks and
Absolutely.
bringing them in here. But I mean, I think we're like second or third in the number of films
Correct.
made here. And some big investments up in the Atlanta area, those studios they put together.
And it sounds like, knock on wood, 2025 is going to be a busy year
really?
here in the state of Georgia.
Well, was it last year the Superman folks were here?
Correct. And that was really exciting. We're looking forward to July 11th, 2025, when that movie releases.
What was exciting about that?
Well, it was exciting because the location that they used, which was the terminal station, will play a major part in the film.
Oh, really?
Based on what was built in there. And it was exciting for us because, as we talked about, we're funded by hotel motel tax. We saw 3,000 room nights or more because of that film. 3,000 over the course of about 6 weeks, with all of the crew that was here doing the construction, and then when all of the cast were here, and the director and producers, and then they were here another 2 weeks following, restoring everything back to where it was.
That was amazing.
Absolutely. So it's a wonderful thing for the community, and as I said, it'll be fun to see us on screen.
Have you heard of anything coming down the road?
Not that I can say officially, no.
But it's going to be a big year.
Correct.
But you're not going to tell us what.
I frustrate everybody in the office because I'll say, I've got something coming, and
I can't tell you who.
I can't say anything more than that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, looking ahead, what else do we have going on? We have the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Correct.
We have the kazoo thing. And during Christmas time, that's a special period. It's getting bigger and bigger here in Macon, I
It
understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have the Christmas Light Extravaganza, which covers
yeah,
multiple
yeah.
blocks of downtown, our award-winning downtown, since they won the Great American Main Street Award in this past year. So the influx of visitors that come in just to see the lights display, because it's large, and it's synced to music done by our local Macon Pops. So it's just a really neat event to bring your entire family to, and we're building on it. It's going to keep getting bigger every year. The display itself, plus the offerings that'll be around it. Because the one thing that we do here at Visit Macon is we want to not only give you a reason to come, but a reason to stay a few days. We want you to have plenty to do and plan your visit with. So.
And ideally, we'd love for you to feel like you didn't get a chance to see it all and have to come back too. And the Christmas Light Extravaganza is a great opportunity for the local business community too, because you have such an influx of people, the retail, the restaurants, everybody in downtown has an opportunity to benefit. And then we can see through some of the research that we have access to that one of the most visited places here in town by people who are coming for the Christmas light extravaganza is the shops at River Crossing. And so just the connectivity here in the community where people will come in and bring more money to the community because they're going to do their Christmas shopping while they're here. They're going to make a weekend of it. They're going to make an extended weekend of it and do more. But the Christmas light extravaganza is a major draw for them.
We're going to have to close out, but what will it mean if our Indian mounds are made into a national park?
With the designation of the Okmulgee Mounds National Park, we'll see an influx of visitors, probably to the tune of each year, compounded, an additional 100,000 visitors for the first 10 to 15 years. So we'll go from visitation of just over 200,000 now to 1.5 million within the first 15 years of that designation. So it will mean more people visiting the community, but that will mean more need for investment. So we'll see increase in retail, we'll see increase in hotels, we'll see increase in RV parks and recreation opportunities. So while we have those things that are being built for the visitors, we as residents will have an opportunity to benefit from that too, because we'll see increase in spending, increase in tax dollars coming in.
I understand national parks are very rare east of the Mississippi.
Correct.
This be one of the very few.
This will be the first in Georgia.
And it's first in Georgia. Well, Marissa and Aaron, appreciate you stopping by and filling us in on the Cherry Blossom Festival first, but the Kuzo competition or whatever we're calling it, and everything else. And we enjoy your work. We enjoy the people you bring to our city, too.
Well, we appreciate you having us, Ron. Thank you for letting us tell our story.
Well, thanks for being with us, and thank you, folks, for being here on Middle Georgia Spotlight. I'm Ron Wildman over here at Mercer University.